Good afternoon, all of you. So, we have started with the fifth chapter, separation of substances, and today we are about to complete the chapter. Yes, we all know why separation of substances is very important to differentiate the good substances as well as the bad substances. The separation of substances is important. Moreover, some substances are needed for us, whereas some are not needed. So let us continue to and move towards the next part of the chapter. So last class we had discussed about how we are folding a filter paper and how to make a cone, and how we are using the filter paper for filtration. That is where we had ended. Okay, today we will be discussing about activity 6. In activity 6 you have to add 2 spoons of salt to water, and you have to see if there is any change in color of water, and you can see the salt in beaker after stirring. Okay, so that is what we are going to study today. Today we are going to start with evaporation. So last time we discussed filtration. We had studied how to fold a filter paper. Today we will be starting about evaporation. Now previous class we had studied some methods of separation: hand picking, threshing, winnowing, sieving, right? Then we had discussed sedimentation and decantation, right? Sedimentation, the water, if it is having dirt, impurities, the impurities, they will settle at the bottom after some time. Then we remove the supernatant liquid, which is pure or good water from the surface. This method we said decantation. Then we studied what is filtration. We are filtering the decanted liquid through a filter. That method we studied, it is filtration, usually done in lab as well as simply at home also you can see it. Then evaporation. What is evaporation? So evaporation is a method of separating a soluble solid from a solution. What is it? Method of separating a soluble solid from a solution. Okay, in your textbook if you see activity 6 on page number 40, there is one activity 6. That activity 6, what we have to do in activity 6 is that we have to heat a beaker containing some water, and we have to allow the water to boil. Okay, then what happen if we boil continuously? Then what is happening? All the water will turn into steam and it will disappear. Okay, now you have to add 2 spoons of salt to water and you have to stir it well. So can you see any change in the color of water? Okay, you can see some salt, it is left behind in the beaker. So after boiling, this salt will stay behind. Okay, so in this activity we use the process of evaporation to separate a mixture of water and salt. What is evaporation? The process of conversion of water into vapor. Evaporation takes place continuously wherever water is present. Okay, so it is a method of separating soluble solid from a solution, right? You can see the picture, right? So evaporation occurs in nature. You can see naturally water is present in the ocean, sea, river, etc. So because of the sun's heat, the water, it evaporates, correct? It changes into gaseous forms and it evaporates into the atmosphere. This method we call evaporation. So next you can see where we can use this method. You can see what is done. Some salt beds, okay, they are made near the bank of the sea, river or ocean. Okay, sea usually it is not done. River it is usually it is not done. Sea or ocean, okay, this method is done. So what you can see, near the sea or the ocean, and there is a large space. In that beds are made. You can see. In that beds, now what is happening? The water is getting collected in that water bed, in that salt beds. This is called as the salt bed. So you can see In these salt beds, the water is getting collected. This water has got a large amount of salt. So you can see the white color in the picture, that is the salt. The other color is water, muddy water it is, but whereas the white color, that is of salt. A lot of salt it is getting collected because of evaporation. The water that is collected will evaporate and the salt will stay behind. Okay, this is called evaporation. You can see now this evaporated salt, okay, it is collected. This is called as a salt beds. Salt bed. So from the salt bed, the salt is collected. You can see salt, right? Large amount of salt we can get, and it is sold in the form of salt in companies, right? So salt bed help us to obtain salt. Similarly, activity 7 in your textbook. Okay, you have to take a mixture of salt and sand. How we can separate salt from sand? Hand picking we can separate the solids, but salt and sand, how we can separate that? This is not possible. So what you have to do? You have to keep this mixture in a beaker and you have to add some water to it and leave the beaker aside for some time. Okay, the sand will settle down. And what will be happen? It can be separated by decantation or by filtration. Okay, so the water has got a large amount of salt which has mixed. And now we have to separate the salt and water from the decanted liquid. So you have to transfer this liquid to a kettle and you have to close its lid. Then heat the kettle for some time. Then what will happen? After you will heat the salt, you can notice the steam that is coming. Okay, now you can take a metal plate with some ice on it, and if you hold the plate just above the spot of the kettle, just like in the picture, the steam will come in contact with the metal plate that is cooled with ice, and that steam will condense and it will form a liquid water. The water droplets that you are observing falling from the plate, that is due to the condensation of steam. Okay, so what is condensation? The process of conversion of water vapor to its liquid form. We call this as condensation. What is condensation? Process of conversion of water into its liquid form. If you see this picture closely, what you can do? What you do? You can see, okay, the mixture containing water and salt. It is taken in this kettle and heated in this kettle, and near the mouth of the kettle one plate is kept. Okay, on that plate there is a large amount of ice. So what happens? When the kettle boils, the water will in the form of the steam, it will come outside, and it will come in contact of the cool surface. Ice is there at the top, so the plate is cool. Okay, and so it will convert into water droplets and it will be collected in the beaker that is present below. Okay, whereas salt, it will remain like that only in the solution. So the process of conversion of water vapor to its liquid form, we call it as condensation. That is the difference between boiling and condensation. So you can see sometimes when your mother is boiling milk or tea, okay, and what is happening? You keep it for some time. The surface of the pot, it is cold, okay, and you pour tea into this jar. Then what is happening? At the side you can see water droplets. This water droplets is because of the process of condensation. So what is condensation? The process of conversion of water vapor to its liquid form. We call this as condensation. You can see the condensed water at the sides, correct? So next, we are going to just check what is this activity 8. So can water dissolve any amount of substance? That is the question. If you add any amount of substance to water, can it dissolve? So for activity 8, you will need a beaker or a small pan, a spoon, salt and water. What you have to do? You have to pour half a cup of water in the beaker and you have to add 1 teaspoonful of salt and stir it well. Okay. then you have to go on adding salt and continuously stir. After some time, what you find? You find that the water, then you cannot add any salt in that water. Now, if you go on continuously adding salt and stirring, continuously doing this, then what happened? After some time, you how much ever salt you add, it will not dissolve in that water. That we call it as saturation. What do we call it? Saturation. So we say that the solution is saturated. What do we say? We say that the solution is saturated. Okay. Now there is one more activity, activity 9 in your textbook. So this activity, what you have to do? You have to take some water in a beaker and you have to mix salt in it until it cannot dissolve more salt. Okay. Then what you do? You have to heat it. Okay. You find that more amount of salt is dissolving. So what do you understand? You understand that heat increases the ability of dissolving. Okay. If you are heating the substance, that heating will increase the ability of dissolving. Right. So again one more activity, activity 10. In activity 10 you have to take 2 glasses and pour half a cup of water and then add a teaspoonful of salt to 1 glass and stir till the salt is dissolving. Then go on adding salt 1 teaspoon at a time till the solution saturates. Okay, and you have to record the number of spoons of salt that you dissolve in water. So you can see the difference. Okay, you can see which dissolves much better. But if you are heating, again the capacity of dissolving that substance, it is increasing. Okay, that is what is we have to study. So heat increases the capacity of dissolving of the substance. So you can see in the first test tube more solute dissolves. In the second test tube no more solute dissolves. Solute means here salt. You can see in the test tube here no salt is remaining at the end. Here the color of the water is changing and does not change actually blue color, but you can see it. Okay, just it is indicated. So salt you can see at the bottom. Here more salt you can see at the bottom. So from this we can understand that saturation point has been reached. That is called as saturation. Okay. With this we are ending today's class. Thank you.